G'day everyone, welcome back to Byzantine Reviews. I've got a question for you. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to sail the seven seas, chasing down rabid pirates and looking out for French frigates, all the while trying to keep your crew and captains in order? Well, you don't have to do this firsthand. Somebody else has already done it for you. A man by the name of Admiral Benbow. Some of you might have heard this name before, some of you might not have. Probably its most famous, apart from the man itself, step into history was by Louis Stevenson and his book Treasure Island. The name Admiral Benbow was actually the name of the pub where the story begins. But yes, Benbow was a real man, he was a real admiral. He served the British Royal Navy in the late 1600s, and he had a hell of a story that hasn't ever really been told before. So this book, The Admiral Benbow by Sam Willis, is the first one that I've found, I believe, that's ever written about this very man. So it's a biography, and it discusses the British just at the end of the Spanish glory days. So you've got the Spanish sort of crumbling and the British and the French trying to rip them apart every chance they get while fighting themselves. And Benbow's tale is a real cracker. He'll start off in his early days hunting the pirates in the Mediterranean, and then the French start hassling England, trying to overthrow the monarchy and reinstate the Stuarts. And Benbow's tasked with teaching the French a lesson. There's a couple of really big naval battles that go down, like Beachy Head and Ballafleur. But Benbow's right alongside them the entire way. And this guy, he's a real sort of man of his times. Like, he's an authoritarian, and then he's kind at times as well. So he'll go through these stages of, persecuting the French and making sure that the pesky governors in the Caribbean are behaving themselves, because they've been living over there on their own little island, little paradise, running their own little private countries. And when Benbow sails past in his big naval ships and asks for help, and they don't want to help him, and this is a real struggle for him because he has to bang a few heads together and get things done. Like, there's a grand battle at the end of this book, which I don't want to ruin for you, but he'll try and push his men on in a great thrust of leadership to try and grab this Spanish treasure galleon laden down with gold, and it's between the English and the French who's going to guard or steal or escort this treasure back to Europe. And Benbow's ships are all leaky, and it's just a really great tale. And his captains are like, we don't really like you because we want to be in charge. And ultimately it comes down to a really cool showdown, and it's just one of the best maritime books I've probably read. It's really well done. So Sam Willis does a great story of his biography while still embodying down to earth, relationship he'll have with his crew and the struggles he has. And it's a great narrative, and it's just a real ripper. So I highly recommend this, guys, for anyone who's remotely interested in British maritime history or just up for an adventure. So yeah, guys, add it to your Christmas list. The Admiral Benbow, Sam Willis, crack up. Anyways, all the best, give us those likes, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.